Hello, so we're here this morning just to do a bit of warm-up exercises. Now, as riders or horse people, we're always very attentive usually to warm up our horse and often neglect to warm up ourselves, which is a bit strange. In most other sports, you would do a warm-up before beginning. So we're just going to introduce some exercises that are useful for that. Dirk and Josephine have very kindly come round from next door. I've been helping them a bit with their horses, and we also are guilty of not doing the warm-up. I sometimes say, we must show you this exercise. So we just thought it would be a good opportunity this morning to show them that, and then we can hopefully add that into our daily work. So the breathing exercises is always the first thing, and that we have done. We always do the breathing exercises. In fact, Juna, who's over there, small person, she always just kind of joins in on her own thing with the breathing exercises. So we're going to do the grounding, which is maybe the next most important after the breathing. And for the grounding, there's lots of different exercises, so we'll probably do a whole vlog only on grounding. Today we're just going to do one basic exercise, which is from centered riding. They call it the bubbling spring, and it's about the balance point in the foot. So we will also be doing a series with Sue Leffler all about centered riding, so there'll be much more of centered riding later on. But for today, we're going to use that exercise. So if you take a line down the center, we can just take our shoes off. And if you take a line down the center of your foot, so imagine you were a tightrope walker and you were walking on a tightrope. So you would have a line right down the center here. And then if you take a line across just underneath the ball of your foot. And where the two lines meet in the middle is the center balancing point of the foot. So we're just going to massage that point quite firmly with your thumb. So the other thing about this part of the foot, of course, it's where the stirrup goes when we're on the horse. So it's very good to be able to ground yourself on the horse. You can also have a feeling of grounding, obviously, through your seat, through the horse, by imagining the horse is your legs. But to have a sense of grounding in the stirrup gives a good sense of balance and security, so we don't feel too up in the air, especially moments when you're nervous. I often say to you, wiggle your toes in your boots and take a breath. Yeah. So now we can add this in to feel that point of connection with the stirrup. Sue Leffler has some great exercises to go with that feel as well about lifting the hips, but we'll look into that later with the centered riding. We're just going to now stand up and just take a breath and just close your eyes, go into the feeling in your body, and just take a moment to feel the difference in your 2 feet, legs, 2 sides of your body. You can really feel that point and just have an awareness of where that is. And it's also a very useful thing to carry on through your daily life in everything else you do. You know, just walking around, to be more balanced, be more safe on your feet, whatever you're doing, even driving the car, whatever it is. So if we have time just to do one exercise, this is a very good one to do, just to loosen up the hips. Obviously that's very important when you're sitting on your horse, even just when you're doing groundwork, you know, it just keeps the flow going through the body. So we're going to keep the feeling of grounding, keep the breath flowing, and we're just going to stand on something with one leg, just a little bit off the ground, just so the other leg can really drop down. And we're going to start just by gently swinging the leg. We're going to let that movement build up, a bit like a pendulum, and see how much we can let the leg swing without making any effort. So we're just going to warm up a little bit the whole rest of the body. So let's maybe just start with the head gently, just letting the neck drop down, and then all the way back up, looking up at the sky. And always letting go of the breath as you let go. So we've kind of started at the bottom and then gone to the top and gone back down to the bottom. Sometimes, I don't know, it just depends how you feel. Maybe it's nicer to start with the bottom and really work your way up. It's just a bit, maybe there's some bit that especially feels stiff or whatever. So now we've got all our joints warmed up and we've had a stretch, we're just going to do a little bit more of an active exercise, which is great for cross coordination. So from left to right side. So some people naturally have that very active and other people not. It actually comes from when you're a small child, if you crawled as a baby or not. So some people might need to practice that more than others. So it's a good thing. This exercise just shows that up and gives a chance to practice that. So the next part for me to warm up would be to go with the horse, and as you go to warm your horse up, to walk with your horse. Just really listen to the footsteps, pick up his rhythm, and just take a walk with your horse on the ground, and then the same when you get on. So that's our little warm-up. We hope you've maybe got some interesting warm-up exercises that you can send to us. We always like to try and add new and different things in, which we will do as we go along. But if you've got any warm-up exercises that work for you, please send them in and we'd love to give them a try. Thank you.